So obviously we talked about healing in the overarch of like our nation, reconciliation, but how does this work like in your home? You have amazing children. Your marriage is beautiful, but like how do the tools and principles play out in your everyday life? In your home?
So I lock them in their rooms and I give them their bag of stuff and I'm like, repent. No.
Yeah.
So we use the tools with the Hasenbaling dinner practice and, you know, the clothesline. All the girls have a clothesline above their beds. And obviously we want to take them back to changing their belief systems instead of it being about behavior. But I think you guys are at a place where you've been doing it a while, and I know you've used it a lot in your marriage, and you've used it a lot in your marriage and in parenting, and so I kind of want you to share what have you done, because the reason I ask is because you get these principles, but then it goes inside of the personality and the culture of your home, you know, that they work differently. So
yeah, I feel like something that shifted in me in parenting is it's funny that it's actually redeemed. So it sounds strange, but I feel like sometimes my children look to me almost to be God, and sometimes I play God and I can be controlling and all of these things. So I've found the tool of redeem to help point them, even at their young ages of almost 8, 6, and 3, to ask God for fulfillment in some ways that I can't fulfill. Right. And as a mother, sometimes you just feel like you can't fulfill everything. It's not humanly possible, but it's almost like we place that on us to be everything, to be God in their life. I think it's the first idol that a child can have. Our parents. And so I felt that. I actually felt that on my, I was like,
and I don't easy to idolize your mom when she looks like J-Lo. Like, and when she booty bounce like J-Lo too. It's like, it's so easy to do that.
But it's like, that's something that was revealed to me as doing the tools when it playing out in my parenting.
What do we know about idolatry? It always ends in disappointment.
Bitterness. So
bitterness,
then if I start resenting
my
children. Yes. So if I'm in bitterness or resenting them, I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Am I trying to
So you said the tool
God?
redeem?
Yeah, redeem.
Okay, yeah. How does that, I forget redeem. Can you break it down, the redeem tool, and how that applies to parenting? I'm just curious. Because I'm trying to be a mom like Courtney. Tell me, because I need to know.
Well, redeem is about the confession of sin. And so we know that God has redeemed us in totality, but to pull down the glory, to pull down the treasure of joy and peace, we need to be also exchanging our sin on a daily basis. And kids they're sinning, they're sneaking, they're yelling at one another, and it's just like, instead of shaming them, why would you do that? It's come on over here, let's sit down, and what is going on here that you need to give to the Lord? Where are you struggling? Let's give that to the Lord so He can take that impediment and give you back peace. And so it's not like the parent doesn't become the discipline. It's, hey, let's go over here to Jesus together, so that you're pointing them towards the Lord. Yeah. It actually stops the yelling. I mean, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel like as a mother, I would put so much pressure on myself to be everything to everyone, and I'm not God. So I would then ask God and say, can you give me strength? Can you give me wisdom? Can you give me insight into what's going on into their little heart?
That's right. Wisdom, yeah.
Can you give me that? Instead of I'm trying to pull it out of nooks and crannies that are just not there.
They're exhausted.
And it turns into just anger and all these other things that when I'm going to Him and asking for those things, they're looking to me, but I'm looking to God instead of I'm looking to me as well. Yeah. That never ends well.
It's amazing, sort of interacting with you on Marco Polo and those different things, and how, you've been sort of, you're washing your children by the water of the Word, by like, let's give this to Jesus and let's take on the Word. But what's amazing is I'm watching you use Imagine with your kids a lot too.
Yes, I feel like the tool of Imagine, I was like really obsessed with fragments, with giving my brokenness to God, with God caring about every aspect of me and wanting to place it in, the mosaic of my life. And I love redeem because I'm like, I will repent. I will tell you my sin. Like, yes, give me the gold of heaven. Let's like do this.
Yeah.
But imagine kind of snuck up on me, like how you saw the bird over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I would start seeing things over and over again. And then I would bring it to the Lord and he would say something. But then my children would see a stick bug. Like Phoenix saw 6 of them, which is just crazy. And how it means the God who hides in nature.
Yeah.
Right?
Chills.
So he was
Yahweh alum. The
he
God
was
who
upset
hides us
that
on
God
the
wasn't like
That's right.
talking to him or having this big tada, this big emotional high, right? And I'm like, bro, like that's not the walk of faith.
Yeah.
It's not. It's this sobering, like sometimes you're like, this is amazing. Sometimes you're like, what do I believe again?
Yeah.
Like, that's normal. And so to explain that to my 5-year-old,
That's right.
he prayed and he saw a stick bug, and that he literally 6 days in a row. And then it hit me. I was like, at first you see like a stick, and then you get closer and you see that it's alive. Like it's a living thing. And how God, sometimes we miss God in our everyday life, that he's actually alive and he's moving and he's talking to us, but we just think it's a stick.
Yes.
But it's like our eyes have been opened to be able to see. And so Phoenix was like, I think God is talking to me in a different way. He actually said that, not in this like, emotional high or whatever.
That's right. And they're no longer looking at you to be God. They're going, I'm going to open my eyes. I'm going to look for God. And what's amazing is because your kids are asking him and God's answering them, and then you see it, that's like full circle.